You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. You're not the problem. What you survived was real, and it has a name. Welcome to Fuck You Narcissist, the podcast where we speak the truth that nobody told you, backed by science, rooted in story, and driven by one mission: to heal the people this epidemic has quietly been destroying. I'm your host, Tracy Lynch, author, founder, and a woman who lived it, survived it, and refuses to be silent about it. I work to save the lives of women being quietly erased. Every week we go deep, we go raw, we go scientific, because around here we operate on one principle. The whole point is to take the energy you've pointed their way and use it to heal yourself. And to do that, we need to deal with facts, not feelings. Let's get into it. Money is complicated in families. We tell ourselves it's not supposed to matter, that love transcends it, that real family doesn't keep the score, and narcissists count on that narrative. They bank on your guilt. They exploit your generosity. And when you finally say, I need to be paid back, I need to draw a line, they flip the script and tell everyone that you chose money over love. Today we talk about what they really took, and it wasn't just the money. Financial exploitation by family members is one of the most underreported crimes in America. And I want to start with facts, because if you have experienced this, you have almost certainly been made to feel like it was somehow your fault. According to the National Council on Aging, older financial abuse alone, which is defined as financial exploitation by a family member or trusted individual, costs American seniors an estimated $36 billion per year. Billion, with a B. A study published in the American Journal of Public Health found that family members, not strangers, are responsible for the majority of financial elder abuse cases. Children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, the people that were supposed to be the safety net. And this is not just elder abuse. Financial exploitation by adult children of non-elderly parents is a growing and largely invisible epidemic, one that rarely results in criminal charges because the victim loves the perpetrator too much to press them. Financial exploitation by a narcissistic family member does not usually begin with theft. It begins with blur. It begins with, I just need help with this one bill, and you help because you love them. Then it becomes, I know this is a lot to ask, but the kids need, and you give because the kids. Then it becomes a business opportunity, a partnership, an investment in something that feels like your shared future, and the lines between gift and loan, between investment and donation, between family and transaction, become so thoroughly blurred that you can no longer find where you ended and they began. That is by design. The blur is intentional because the blur protects them. As long as you can't clearly articulate what was taken, as long as there are no signed contracts, no paper trail, no explicit agreements, they can always say you gave it freely. You can always be painted as someone who is now demanding repayment for love. I was a business partner to my daughter. I brought to that business partnership everything I had built over decades: experience, professional reputation, industry relationships, organizational knowledge. I believed we were building something together. I was hired, then erased from the narrative, paid a fraction of what was agreed, introduced to funders as a consultant, not a founder, not a partner, not the mother of someone who would help build the infrastructure they were standing in and benefiting from. And when I began to ask questions, reasonable, documented, professional questions, I became the problem. Suddenly, I was the one causing conflict. I was the one being difficult. I was the one threatening the mission. I was not threatening the mission. I was threatening the cover story. The emotional cost of that is hard to calculate, but let me try. I woke up every morning for 2 years questioning my own professional worth. I second-guessed my decisions that I had made correctly. I absorbed her financial chaos as evidence of my own incompetence. I fell behind on my own obligations because I was covering hers. And I said nothing publicly because she was my daughter. And in our culture, in most cultures, we do not tell, we protect, we absorb. We call it family. Financial abuse is not only about money, it is about identity, it is about safety, it is about the future. Money for most of us represents not just purchasing power, but security, the ability to care for ourselves, to retire, to weather emergencies, to feel grounded in the world. When someone systematically depletes that, your savings, your credit, your professional capital, they are not just taking resources, they are taking your sense of safety in the world. And then they call you greedy for wanting it back. Dr. Evan Stark, in his landmark work on coercive control, documents financial exploitation as a core component of the coercive control model, not an ancillary feature, but a primary mechanism of domination. When a person controls your access to resources, they control your ability to leave, your ability to exist independently, your ability to choose. Financial abuse is not a side effect of narcissistic relationships. It is a feature. I am not a financial advisor. I'm going to say that clearly. What I am is someone who has rebuilt. And here is what rebuilding looked like. The first step was separation. Not dramatic, not retaliatory, but clear. Separate accounts, separate professional identity, no more shared access to resources of any kind without a signed document. The second step was documentation, retroactive where possible, going forward without exception. I created a paper trail for every professional interaction, every financial arrangement, every promise made. Not because I planned to sue anyone, because I needed my own record of reality. My third step was valuation. I did an honest accounting of what I had given: time, money, professional capital, social currency, and I wrote it down. Not to torment myself, but to recognize my own worth, to see clearly what I had contributed, because the narrative I had been living in minimized all of it, but the facts did not. And the fourth step, the hardest one, was releasing the debt, not the legal debt, the emotional debt, the belief that if I could just make them acknowledge what they took, I would finally feel whole. The truth is, acknowledgement from a narcissist is a check that will never clear. You have to find your wholeness somewhere else, somewhere they don't have access to. You are not greedy. You are grieving what was taken from you in plain sight with a smile on its face. You are not petty. You are precise. And the precision is the beginning of protection. Next week, episode 7, grandparent alienation, when they use the children as weapons, the cruelest chapter in the playbook. If no one has told you today, you matter. You are not what they said you were. Your grief is not weakness. It is evidence of your love. You survived a hurricane with a smile on its face, and you are still here. If this episode hit you in the chest, share it. Someone in your world is drowning and they don't even know it yet. They need this. Give it to them. Subscribe, leave a review, and come find me at tracylynch.com, because healing is not a solo sport. I'm Tracy Lynch, and this has been Fuck You Narcissist. Facts, not feelings. Until next time.